She was stunned by this news, and at first didn't believe him, and he showed her his player ID, saying that she could quit her job at the Factoriant in the canteen, but she wasn't thrilled because it was a very dangerous job. Seeing her reaction, he hurried to convince her that everything was fine, that safety was his top priority, so she could quit her job, but she answered him seriously that that wasn't right. Players don't make money at the snap of a finger, right? She heard that on the contrary first need to spend a lot of money. Choosing his words, he scratched his ear with an awkward smile and told her, Fath hit the jackpot. He handed her a check and asked her to look at it. When she saw the amount of billion, she was very surprised, and he told her that while he was hunting, he found a rare quality skill book and sold it with this money. Don't have to worry about his father's hospital bills, and they can pay off their debts, so starting from today, they will live in peace. Unexpectedly for him, his mother shed tears. Probably she was so grateful to him, and at the same time felt guilty because he got a dangerous job so that they could rest more and more, wiping away her tears. She apologized to him, and he excitedly asked her not to say that. What was she apologizing for? If it weren't for them, he would not have been born and raised as healthy as he is now, so let her rest for a while and take good care of his dad. She smiled and thanked him for that, after which they went together to her second job, where she introduced him to her coworkers. They greeted him with smiles, and when he washed all the dishes until they sparkled, they were very surprised, and his mother was proud of him. Soon the work was finished. His mother's coworkers thanked him because, with his help, they finished earlier. He had told them that he should thank them, after which they all said goodbye, and Hansung and his mother headed home. Sister was sitting there. She was only waiting for her mother to arrive, and was very surprised when she saw her brothers. Immediately went up to him and asked in confusion why he came so suddenly. He told her that he had good news. So Leather relaxed. After that, they all sat down on the floor preparing for an important conversation. His sister was confused and expected everything. Not only that he was awakened, this news surprised her, and when he showed her how much he earned, Edge was shocked. She did not believe him, and asked if it was all true. He confirmed it, and told her with a smile not to worry so much, and not to overwork herself. He would take care of everything. Realizing that she would not have to work so much anymore, she burst into tears, and her mother began to calm her down. Even the MC himself almost cried for such a sight, but his sister said that, to be honest, it was very hard for them. Night fell, and Jinszen, as the main breadwinner of the family, was put to sleep on a futon, and they lay down on the carpet. In the morning, he went to work, leaving his bank at home, and his mother asked if it would really be comfortable for him to stay here. He confirmed it, and added that there were dungeons all over the country, and she asked what time he would come home. Hesmald, and told her that he would be home when she returned from work. Noticing that he was dressed so lightlish, asked if he would be okay, to which he replied that he could rent equipment at a nearby store. Waving goodbye, he went to work. That same evening, he broke his promise and did not return home before his mother arrived. Because of this, she went outside and waited for him, calling him at the same time. Because he did not answer her calls, she became worried, but not for long. He immediately appeared near the house. Running up to her, he apologized to her for being late. There was traffic on the road, so he ran slightly angry. She hit him, saying that he scared her, after which they went to the hospital to see his father, Chi Hyongu. Hanning sat down next to his bed, and his mother put her hand on his shoulder. He looked at him with a sad expression and said that he would definitely recover days past. He got legendary achievement for killing horned rabbits. After reading the notice, he looked at the time on his wristwatch and thought that he had hours, so he could hunt some more. The taxi brought him to another dungeon. Thoth had heard a lot about not seeing a single player at the entrance. He only confirmed the rumors and looked up the information about the dungeon. Vampire bats live inside the recommended level to enter is from 2. They say that bats usually live in flocks, so it will be difficult in the evening without the help of high players. Hunting is impossible, but MC could do it alone. After all, he has a solution for everything. Upon entering the dungeon, I immediately used his stealth skill and walked past 2 guards who were chatting with each other. Finding himself in the center of the dungeon, he saw many frightening red eyes on the ceiling and reached for his sword, deciding to quickly start the hunt before that he erected a shield above himself, and then deactivated the hide skill, and the bats noticed him, but were in no hurry to attack. To provoke them, he prick-erected his finger until it bled, and then the monsters immediately became active. They all pounced on him from all sides, and he noted that it was like a wave was approaching him trying to get to him. The bats swarmed the protective dome from all sides, and then he lit a flame and hissed. The bats began to squeak, trying to break through the barrier, and Jinszen sighed heavily and looked at the flame with the thought that it was not easy to use two skills at the same time, although it seems to be a good trick, especially in places filled with small monsters. He focused on the flame, increasing its size, then looked up and shot it into the sky, and then an explosion occurred, burning all the monsters around the barrier, protected him from his own flame, and when everything died down, he turned around and watched the falling ash in surprise. But the fight did not end. Their monsters from all corners of the cave flew into the noise, and he lit the flame in his hand again, preparing to attack. Having waited for the moment. When they got very close, he threw a fireball at them with all his might, and an explosion occurred again. After that, the system notified him that he had single-handedly killed high-level monsters, for which received the title of Vampire Bat Killer, and if he tried hard, he could reach the legendary rank in the remaining time. He wanted to check how many items and stones he had managed to earn, and his attention was caught by one. Red sparks and smoke. It was a sword, but he clearly didn't expect such an item. He brought his hand to it and noticed that the residual magic had coalesced. He took it, and the system informed him that it was a rare vampire's word that restored the user's magic and stamina by absorbing the enemy's blood. He was surprised that there was only one item, but it had two properties compared to the others. It was quite valuable. Hoping that he would get another similar item, he decided to hunt some more. If he caught a huge number of normal rank monsters at once, an item of rare quality would appear. But what if he caught many rare rank monsters at once a week? Pasidi dealt with the bats, but so far he only received crystals. The red sparks no longer appeared. The sedimentary magic is not collected. Because of this, he was slightly upset. This phenomenon only happened once. After hunting vampire batch, picked up a rare quality vampire bat robe. From the floor, the description said it was thick elastic and didn't tear. He thought with annoyance that it was only rare quality, but still decided to take it and go to another place to earn a title. There a few days passed. He went to a real estate agency with his mother, and she asked worriedly, "Is everything okay? If he spends such a huge amount of money to buy a house at once, then he will have to work hard." He told her with a smile not to worry. He will do it until it becomes a burden. They went inside, and MC told the realtor that they had called each other recently, and he asked, "Are they here for an apartment of square meters?" He asked them to him, and his mother exclaimed in surprise, "Isn't the house too big?" He told her with a smile that everything is okay. Everyone should have a room a week later. They moved into a new house. His sister was delighted with the size of the rooms, and he asked if she saw such a house for the first time. She happily said that she liked everything very much. Then he promised to buy an even bigger house, but she laughed and told him that this was enough for them. Their mother looked at them with a smile, and then they decided to celebrate the move with delicious food. Jinszen was melting from the taste of his mother's cooking, and his sister suggested that she treat the neighbors to rice cake tomorrow in honor of the move, to which she agreed with a smile. After listening to them, MC thought that next time they will definitely do it together with Dad. Another working day came. This time he went to the dungeon of blood red rats. Recommended player level is from 2. As soon as he was inside, he was met with fierce looks from monster shich. Caught him a little off guard. They didn't wait, and immediately rushed at him, but he quickly reacted and jumped it high. Almost to the ceiling, he pushed off the wall and approached the monsters. And then lunged forward, and said that they were faster than he thought, and cut off their heads with his new sword. He decided to get a new rank here too, and lit a fire in his hand, after which he continued the fight. When he came out of the dungeon and showed his loot to the association worker, he was shocked by the amount of stones, and he, thanking him for his hard work, went home. But an unexpected meeting happened. Some girl called him by name, saying that they met again. He recognized her, and his eyes widened in surprise. It turned out to be Suhi. She decided to introduce herself to him formally, and making a slight bow said that she was the leader of the first team of the Su Guild. Does he have some time now? He got nervous. A week ago, when Sui reported everything to the Guildmaster Majihun, He slammed his fist on the table in anger and exclaimed, "Who the hell is this guy?" Poor Suhi didn't know how to answer, and he looked at Hanning's ID and frowned, then fixed his hair and told her to just look at the amount of stones he sold in order to target them he needed to kill. At least, monsters by himself. She guessed that he had some special skill, and he agreed with her. There was a high probability of it, maybe. He had a skill to bypass the level rule, so this show will definitely lure him. Over noticing his smirk, she frowned slightly and agreed with him, after which the guildmaster Astor stood up from his chair and headed to the window, saying that he would send someone with her, but first let her try on her own. Since he knew Hirsch agreed and he remembered something, he turned to her and asked, with a flash of blue eyes, "Did the information note reach the other guild members?" She flinched in fear from his gaze and nervously told him that no one except them knew about it, and she would keep an eye on Jisoo. Releasing his pressure, he smiled and told her to try her best. Currently, MC was confused about how she found him, and he remembered their first meeting. She gave him a business card. Buff didn't say anything to himself. He wondered how she knew his name and how she found out that he would be here. She apologized and wanted to explain, but he didn't let her do it, and asked, "Did they conduct a secret investigation? Did she even bribe the dungeon staff?" She became nervous, and her colleague, realizing that she couldn't handle it, showed up to Hanning and said that he was glad to meet him and suggested that they talk in a more suitable place. He refused and went home without even looking at him, and then he decided to threaten him by going to his house and waiting for him there. This immediately stopped MC, and he turned around, and the man said with a smile that he was waiting for him. Because he wanted to show politeness, they moved to a cafe, and the man finally introduced himself. His name is Jinszen. He is the head of the first recruitment team in the Sioux Guild. Jen asked why they were looking for him. Andy told him that they were here to make him an offer. He frowned and asked if he thought he wanted to join the guild. Jinszen laughed and said that it was a bit rude of him. He apologizes again for that. However, he doesn't think he should be angry. He uses the same methods as other guilds. It was even very gentle, Hester did, telling him about other guilds, and MC thought that his words did not match his actions. Jinszen said that their guild is one of the 3 oldest and largest guilds in Korea. The MC didn't let him finish and asked what his annual salary would be and what the deposit would be. The man smiled and told him that the exact amount would be decided after he joined the guild and revealed his skills, status, and level. He frowned and didn't like it. Jinszen said that he would guarantee a deposit of no less than billion and a salary of billion. He was very surprised and thought it was strange. No matter how highly his abilities were rated, it was a very large amount. Do they want to make him a guild representative? Even if it was some newbie with potential top abilities, there is no guild that would take the risk and invest $1 billion, with the exception of Kim Hannah, who is the only buffer in the country. With Harriet, is possible since she is an example of a successful player for the whole world. But he doesn't have any proof. Yet nor does he have the same outstanding skills as she does. Of course, he has the skill of selling and buying, but he can't tell them about it, even when he got his association ID. There was only a rank. An idea came to his mind. What if it was Backos of the Gems? He asked the man about it, but he didn't understand what he was talking about. But Suhi reacted friendly. Before that, she was stirring her drink in her glass with a straw, but when this question was asked,